All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for all the support lately. The YouTube channel's doing great. I don't know why I just clapped into the microphone. That was pretty idiotic. But I'm Beyond, and I'm gonna be casting today. We have Cup as the English player on the left-hand side, and we have Leenock as the Chinese, in the red, on the right-hand side. Again, thank you so much for all the support. On these past couple videos. Already at 10 subscribers and have one that's close to 100 views. So I'll keep doing what I'm doing. Just got back from a vacation, which is why I haven't been streaming the past week. But I did upload some videos. So this is going to be on the current ranked patch. I think we got like a week and some change left, maybe less. And this should be one of the last kind of matchups where the traditional English versus the traditional Chinese kind of matchup kind of comes into play. I've been casting a lot of pup games, as you've seen. The play styles are definitely a bit different. So definitely excited to see how that will transpire. I know in the current patch there's a lot of different changes, like with the French with trading, everything like that, but we don't have the new wonders and everything to go forward. So we have a pretty standard going for an early gold or pretty much on-time gold from Leenock. Watching Leenock's gameplay has been phenomenal. It's been great to learn from. Incredibly solid player, and I believe he just started uploading to YouTube, so I'll link that in the description as well. And if you're on Twitch, feel free to ask me anything in the chat, and we can talk about the game or anything like that. We can kind of go from there. Casted these two, I think, actually 2 or 3 weeks ago. So two very, very top-end players. Knows exactly what they're doing, knows exactly what to go for. So interesting to see what they're gonna kind of bring out with this first game of the day. Already need a little sip of water. Haven't casted in a while, as in like a week. But I'm having an absolute blast. Making all the YouTube content's been a lot of fun. Making the thumbnails, doing tweets, stuff like that. It's been an absolute blast. So I'm having a really good time. Let's see what we got. We're just normal scout, some sheep going on. Council Hall is going to be going up for Cup, and pretty standard timing on this one. I like the positioning of this. It kind of makes it so that you have to go all the way around, which is always really nice and protects the gold just a little bit. The Chinese probably wouldn't put on too much early pressure, but you never know. And then the back-to-back things makes it a nice solid wall. We have, 6 on wood so far, 4 on food, and we have 3 making the council hall itself. So pretty standard on this map. We've seen some players go for this for the logging camp in the back, which is a lot more susceptible to kind of run-bys of cavalry, longbowmen for sure, which is why I think Leenock decided to go for, Cup decided to go for this one over here, and so did Leenock. Where's his? No wood yet, unless I am blind, which is always possible. Yeah, just getting his wood from here. We'll see if Leenock decides to go for the more robust tree start, but it is more susceptible to harassment, especially from these longbowmen that have incredible range. We have barracks going down, so I'm assuming we're going to see a pretty standard, like 2 to 3 spearmen plus 4 to 5 archers, kind of early on pressure. This map is super easy because you know exactly where the opponent's spawning. Walk right across and you'll get there. And no one's going to be walled off or anything like that this early on. Alright. Let's see if we get... Can I get an early man? No. He would already start producing man-at-arms if that's what we're going to get. I believe it's waiting for this to produce a spearman. Just a scout. A horde of sheep for Leenock. And we see the Barracan of the Sun over there. An absolute pellet shot at the scout from this town center. Obviously the Chinese have incredible defenses on there. And there it is. There's a spearman. There's a couple of bow and arrow, longbowmen. Let's see if I guessed it right. What I said, 2 to 3 spearmen, and then 4 to 5 archers. So cut both those suggestions off by 1, and that's what you have the current force. Scout's super important, obviously. They're not going to get this one, but the scout is going to see it coming. Leenock did decide to go for the wood at the back here, so we'll see if that plays a role. But it looks like he's going to be pretty much covered by this. And also the military wonder over here should be in a good spot. Alright, it just looks like they're going to go back. Producing another spearman, so we're right on board with the spearman. And hotkeyed over here, so wondering if they're going to take out anything or just look to do something else there. What else we got? Nothing on stone, so not going to see an early expansion or another town center. Earlier farm from Cup, which is pretty standard at this point too. Want to use the remaining on sheep, get everything you can, and then transition that into sustainable farming. We have horticulture already as well, so going to be able to produce plenty of archers and spearmen off of this current food and lumber. Not going for the double broadaxe though, which sometimes you do see. Oh, sorry. Leenock has horticulture. Kalp does not at the current moment. We have a scout rolling up. Nothing doing here. It looks like we have some. They wanted to go for harass, but Leenock knew it was coming and decided to put up the wall over here, which is incredibly smart. Makes it so that this can defend this side, and then they're not getting through here anytime soon. And with that squishy of an army, they also can't roll into anywhere near a town center because they would be brought down pretty quickly. Scout chilling in the back, seeing how much gold is being produced. 6 is actually quite a decent number, now up to 7 over there. We have another farm going down. A little bit closer, but I think also just wants to be protected at this point as well, just to make sure. Similar amount over here. We have tons of upgrades going down, all economic though, so it looks like we're going to be Leenock's going for probably a castle age. And also there's no really harass coming out, which makes it pretty easy for the Chinese player to kind of get into that economic powerhouse status, which is just keep cruising. Would love to see what I've been watching. Obviously, how I first got into this is watching Beastie and watching him and the Muslim. As you can see, how much damage that does to those low armored units. Just absolutely cruises through them. Just producing a little bit of harassment, but I don't think it's going to be enough before, yep, it's going down. So Cop losing a few too many for my liking to really do nothing of value. I think 17 whole health taken off of that. But what I was going to say is moving this lumber camp and producing one a little bit closer. But at this point, it might just be easier just to move on to the larger one. Because obviously I don't think the Chinese are going to do any early harassment of any sort. So I think it would have been a safe move to take on the large one without having to do another. So he is producing another one over here. Obviously these players are much better than I am, but it does seem like it would have been more advantageous for the situation and the player to go for more of a robust one that wouldn't leave you having to then move these workers over here. We do see an early age 3 coming out of the Chinese player and in the double town center. So Cope is Leenock is super ahead at the current moment, and already has a 10 civilian lead, and now making this another town center. We have to see something come out of Cop or else I think it's just going to be. She's not going to be able to get to the point where he's going to be in a good spot. Obviously, you have the things like the hive of bees and everything like that. Look at how much wood's just rolling in. All these economic upgrades are so nice when you're undisturbed. Just playing like a farm simulator essentially, which if you're undisturbed and unharassed, it makes it super easy to really just cruise through. We will, oh, this is a Lancer, so That scout will be going down, which is not what it's not the worst thing ever, but you really want those for the English to help spot for your longbowmen. But seeing that Lancer, I would expect to see more production of the Spearmen. Obviously, if Leonard continues to produce Lancers, that's the easiest counter. And then obviously crossbowmen if when they're in age 3. Let's see. Yep, King's Palace, of course, coming out. Throws me off that it's on this side up top, but he's on the left-hand side. And Leonok is on this side. So if I confuse the two sometimes, my apologies for that. It's just like, why just not flip them in this situation? I feel like that would be the easiest thing ever. What is that little button? I'm not going to press it because I'm not going to test it out. So I think this is a good cast so far, and I'm not going to ruin it. We have a small little troop moving out. There's a Lancer. Don't think he's going to catch it, though. That's just going to cruise away. See, got all the information he needs. We have relics being brought home. 2 of them already, which is incredible. And the Lancers guarding the next one over here. 1 here, and 1 here. Something that you can definitely improve upon in your everyday game. I know that since I'm only in gold, something that I do is not everyone really focuses on is just even if you're not like the Holy Roman Empire, just grabbing those relics or defending them is incredibly important, and it provides a lot of bonus. Where are the relics currently? Where is his temple? Oh. This Lancer is going to go down. Yep. Lancer's going to go down, and Cobb's going to secure this relic, which is good for him. I'm going to go back and secure this one as well. Don't think it's going to end well for this Lancer, but I don't think he's going to get caught either. So there's that relic. We have a little bit of harassment going on by this Lancer, but it looks like it's going to go down because there's 2 Spearmen back there. We have Leonok securing 2 of the sacred sites. And I still can't find where he put those relics. Where is it? We have a nest of bees coming out from this clock tower, which is... Oh, there's the relics. Look at those. All 3 of them. Boom, boom, boom. 186 gold a minute. Not too shabby at all. And for the English player, we have 2 relics. 26 gold a minute. So, obviously the 3x3 is incredibly important. Let's see if Lino looks to scoot over and maybe get to this 3rd site over here. But no, it looks like they're being neutralized with this small little army. We have 2 monks in support and to heal. And we have Kopp going with the aggressive wall in the front to kind of prevent anything like that. And we have Leonok going with the aggressive wall over here to prevent any harassment over here. It looks like that's where they're going to be putting a lot of their granaries and start producing into that really economic boom that the Chinese can do in these later stage games. Sacred site is now being secured. Here comes the civilians to produce this wall. Would not be shocked to see there's a forward tower. A lot of civilians pulled to make this wall happen. So it looks like they're just going to be kind of neutralizing each sacred site and kind of go from there. We have a scout over here to see anything coming forward. Sacred site secured, which is good for Kopp. Falling behind slightly, about 17 civilians, which is not what you love to see. We have 13 hardened spearmen currently, but only into 1 Lancer and 3 nest of bees. So any push that Kopp decides to do is going to be neutralized pretty quickly. All right, we get the upgrade for Spring Hole encampment, which will obviously make this tower a lot more secure. Gonna lose this monk, which is unfortunate. And now it's gonna start throwing seeds, which you love to see. One of my friends watching video said he liked the Tom Brady reference, so there we go. Another Tom Brady tower just pelting these light armor units. And then Cub is producing a wall across this, which I don't think will go super well. This Lancer stands absolutely no chance against that many hardened spearmen. So I'm assuming we're going to start to see some, well, that's dead. Yeah. Some archers as well, because into this composition, archers and Nest of Bees would absolutely obliterate these 15 spearmen. Oof. Just saves the monk, because the monks were healing each other. So good micro there by Cup. We have a mass migration to the Wingard Palace, so early level 4. Look at these upgrades though for the Chinese player. 111. We have level 2 fertilization, level 2 lumber preservation. Similar over here, but the army upgrades is already coming up to 2 and 1, which is a big step up. We have an early level 4 H4 coming in for Cop. The Wingard Palace obviously produces all these Wingard units. You can give them trebuchets if you want, and their Spirit Way coming in. Look at all these granaries, which is why Leenock decided to put up these this wall over here to really secure, to make sure that these were not going to be impacted at all by any harassment. Comp looking to secure all 3 sacred sites to make Leenock do something. And what is the first thing they're going to produce out of this? And obviously there's the enclosures upgrade, which generates gold per farm, which is amazing, which is why the English are so strong late game. And there's Linux level 4 as well. We have upgraded veteran horsemen. We have all sorts of upgrades coming in at this point. So both armies can be pretty stacked. Obviously, Leenock hasn't produced more than like 3 the whole game. Just needs 3 Nest of Bees and he is safe. Completely safe. There's a sacred site, so it's gonna have to, something's gonna have to give at one point. We have walls over here. Probably the easiest one to desync is this one over here, but we'll see what Leenock decides to do and which one he decides to go for. Scout completely unbothered, sees all of this, all of these barracks. We have 17, we have 14 men at arms, obviously seeing, but the good news for Leenock is that he did not have to produce any army until he saw the final composition. So if he was been able to scout these men at arms, he can kind of switch up and as needed. 4 Nest of Bees is going to be plenty to deal with this many spearmen. And now he's going for veteran light horsemen. We have a bombard, which is always good. Let's see what else they do. I think these horsemen are going to be specially designed to just try to take one of these sacred sites, as the English ball is not going to be as mobile. As an English player myself, I know how annoying it is to deal with horsemen with this little ball of military. It's incredibly hard to move all the way around. As you can see, the little ball is just moving ever so slowly over here. But by that time it happens, the sacred site is going to be desynced already by the scout. So I'm not sure if this was hidden over here, but it's going to make it so that the sacred victory cannot be secured. And these Nest of These are going to go over here, and let's see if they get one shot over this wall. They do not. That's going to effectively make that gold useless. Oh, just a shot at the wall. I was going to say, woo. We have these horsemen going over here. Again, I think I really like this production of these 9 horsemen, really just to take control of some of the sites, and knowing full well that they have no chance. Like, if you take this on head on, you're going to lose. But with the Nest of Bees and seeing the composition, knowing that he just needed to secure one of these or desync one of these sacred sites, it's going to be super easy after that. That wall going down because these Nest of Bees kind of just peppering it. We have harassment going down over here. They're going to try to get this last bit of wall, but looks like these 4 men at arms are going to be here in time. These horses will probably turn around the second they see these. Or they're not. I think maybe once Leenock sees it. No. I don't think either one are controlling these because there's a lot of men at arms coming in. We have a absolute ton. Love little hats as well. Just mining away mid-map. Look at this production over here from the Chinese player. Linak is absolutely excelling. He still has a 20 civilian lead. There's a bombard. We have 4 Necipes, 2 bombards. We have hand cannoneers. And now we have palace guards coming out, which is going to be... This competition is going to be pretty scary. 2-2 upgrades for defense. We have 3 for Damascus Steel. So these palace guards are going to hit like trucks. And we also have upgrade to elite palace guard, which is going to make that front line very, very scary. And more and more bombards coming out. We have comp with the currently 62 military, but like I said, it's just that ball. And against the ball, those Nest of Bees are going to do absolute work. Can Linak sneak around? Oh, no, it's nothing important. Sneak around, they can. So these horsemen are going to get tons and tons of value right here. They're going to get all 4 of those. Are they going to get the 2 monks? They should. They will. The monks going around. So splitting up, nice micro over here. We have these Nest of Bees staying here, securing down this middle. Continually just peppering this wall to make sure it never officially goes up. An absolute destruction over here from what? Oh, this one bombard. Just wanted to make sure that they could get through. We have these 3 horses that got through, harassing this gold, which is incredible value again for Linak. What this is? They're like what? 120 to produce, 150 to produce, and getting so much value. All these civilians going down. We have 2 sieges. We have 2 trebuchets. I'm assuming coming out from the Wingard Palace. We have Springholds, which is obviously what you want to make against the Chinese to pick off those nests of bees. Because if this cluster gets hit by a grouping of 4 hives, a nest of bees, it's pretty much GG into this army composition. We have 53 men at arms, just gonna be incredibly powerful little ball. But we have Cup matching it behind it and also getting hand cannoneers, so which do extra damage against armor. There you go. So Coop actually moving into the middle to secure this other gold. Really wants to cut off the English player from gold. We have this keep over here. Researching network of sigils, which will obviously increase the range and attack speed. Oh, sorry, just the attack speed and the attack speed bonus that the English army gets. We have Lancers, elite Fire Lancers coming in, harassing this food. The Chinese economy has been untouched completely, which is not what you want to see if you are the English. Oh, these hand cannoneers, a little out of position there. Something they really needed to fight that fight. Look at the range on that castle. We have Linak securing the sacred site on the bottom side of the map. Also secured on the top side of the map. We'll probably secure the middle as well. These elite palace guard just running right past that keep because it really doesn't matter. This absolute cluster of man-at-arms. 61, 7 more being produced. And we have trebuchets raining down on these forward towers, which at this point, and the Nest of Bees just looking to see if they ever run through here, pretty much. We have elite palace guards coming in from, I believe, the middle, just running right through the middle, fighting a mini skirmish over here. These palace guards just doing absolute work, as you can see. The elite men-at-arms have 180 health. These palace guards have 252, which is just nuts. The upgrades are really coming out strong for this one. There's the Wingard Palace, which obviously the Wingard Army in this current patch is the best value for trebuchets at least. We have a little skirmish going on over here, but these men-at-arms going into the Nest of Bees, which at this point they can tank them, but oh, there's just so much AoE damage against this ball, against the English. And then these hand cannoneers essentially playing offensive line for these Nest of Bees. Nest of Bees are going down from these Springholds, though. Oh, the last one might go down. But the damage is already done. To get those Springholds in position to do that, they need to get into range of these hand cannoneers. So a lot going down. This keep might be going down as well, but no, the bombard's going backwards. This one absolute trooper just being like, I got this, guys, don't worry about it at all. Rushing through, I'm surprised we haven't seen the secure of this site yet. We have palace guards that just ran by and are harassing this. So Leenock doing an incredible job at harassing as well as pushing forward. Oh my god, Bombard, get back! Get back! You do not want that battle. Oh, we're going to lose this. No! Saves it just in time. Phases through the horses, but the opponents obviously cannot. No Nest of Bees, though, which is unfortunate because this choke would be unbelievable if he still had those Nest of Bees. But again, this English ball is not doing nearly as well as it could because these palace guards are just blocking them and making them go into a much smaller line. And most of them aren't even attacking right now. As you can see, they're just kind of moving up and down this wall. These palace guards are holding very, very strong. I don't really know. You should move them. You should move these back. Cops should really move these back. These 5 hand cannoneers are getting so much value because no one's moving. They can't get to anywhere. Here comes is that a Mangonel shot? No, Springhold. Is there, oh, there's Trebuchets. Is that a Mangonel over here? Yeah, it is. So any AoE at all would be incredible. Here comes the Nest of Bees. And there they go. 2 more shots and this should be pretty much GG. I don't think the English players are going to get back into this game at all. I'm not really sure the need for throwing away this into this choke point. I mean, it's just like you're just tossing away a lot of gold. Because look at the men-at-arms. It was up to close to 60 or 70, down to 20 at this point. And the palace guards pushed through, fully upgraded on the side of Leenock. Leenock's just going to run through at this point, go for that siege. If that bombard is still alive, going to bring that in. Leenock again, just harassing constantly. If you can, this is the way to do it. It's incredibly hard to pull off because the micro involved is just nuts. That being said, though, if you can pull it off, the harassment really throws people off. Going after this keep, just the last line of defense, once this goes down, I wouldn't be surprised if Cup GG's. The English player, I've casted a few Chinese games. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Yeah. So the lack of harassment early on, I think, kind of cost him there. So GG. So we'll go to find another one. Thanks for sticking around. And if this is YouTube, please do like and subscribe to the video. And if you're on Twitch, please do drop a follow.